Okay, welcome everybody. This is the closing session. I've never done this before, and this is like super full. Wow, everybody's still here. So we are breaking traditions here. So before we forget, first things first, well, of course, this is the thanks moment. So like we say thanks 1,000 times, and we learn for a couple of conferences that now there are so many people and so many things involved that we cannot thank everyone individually. So we try to summarize and group things. We do our best with that, and then, sometimes maybe forget somebody and, be understanding that these presentations, one would know way ahead of time who to thank and not do the slides 5 minutes before coming here. Give a big round of applause to our sponsors. I really want to stress the fact that it's also really because of the sponsors that we are able to keep this financially manageable, and that we will keep, engaging with these organizations to support future editions. Like, one of the things that I really like, obviously, about bringing sponsors into the conference is they have their own stories and how they overlap with Blenders. So for me, that's very meaningful to have them involved, and I really thank them a lot for making the conference possible. If you like Blender Conference, you should consider attending Beacon Shenzhen at the end of this year. So it happens in China. And on the other side of the world, later next year, there is Beacon Austin. Find their website and their info online. You can just Google for it, or don't ask any AI, just Google, using the search function. So on this note, well, I actually wrote some notes, so let me just go into my notes here before I forget. Okay, so I want to say a couple of things. So the first is, obviously, I want to thank everybody here in general. So please give yourself a giant round of applause for being amazing, and give another big round of applause, or keep clapping, for all the speakers that have brought all this amazing content. Really good, thank you. Then I want to thank a lot of people that have been so kind and so generous with their compliments, and that make me really feel welcome and supported after Tom's announcement of what is going to happen next year. So really, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I should clap for you, but you can you can also clap for yourself, because again, you're really great. But on top of that, I want to say, one of the favorite things, besides the content, because the content is always great, and I've been inviting some people and seeing them also to come here and present. It gives me a lot of joy to really then see the reactions of people. It's been especially fun a couple of weeks ago to pitch at the studio the idea of this party. We're like, okay, we're going to have a DJ here, and then we're going to have 4 guys with 4 laptops using these old versions of Blender. And then Andy looks at me and is like, why do you want me to use the oldest version of Blender? Is it because I am the oldest human being alive, or what? And in the end, we did it, and of course, and I want to thank Fiona for the support of doing this last-minute thing, because obviously it's a logistical nightmare of getting all these things done in the last minute when people just come up with these ideas. So I feel I'm kind of already stepping a little bit into the role of hey, I have this great idea. I know you had plans, cancel that, let's do this other thing. So seeing it there and seeing people mesmerized and looking at the visuals and looking at this history of Blender, that made me really, really happy. And another thing that I was thinking earlier this year was really the, few years ago in 2019, I think Blender got an Annie award, the Ub Iwerks award for the contributions to the animation industry. And we did this photo booth that was very similar to the one that you've seen this year, where people could get to hold the award, because they're a little bit their award. And so this year, the idea was okay, what if we could do it with the Oscar? How hard could it be to get somebody to just give us an Oscar to do it? You guys held the real thing. You know how many people get one of those? A lot of people do, but also a lot of people don't. So I thought it was really, really special to be able to do that, and I want to thank Ron Dyens and Sacred Blur Studio for allowing us to experience this. So you can please give them a big round of applause and a big thank you. And like seeing, you know, the joy and the fun that people have holding this thing is, of course, like really priceless. So for me, it was very entertaining. I was really looking forward for people to experience it, and we didn't know if it was going to happen until the very last minute. So it was really cool to experience. Finally, before I get into the actual tearful thanks, I want to tell a little story. Today, I was sitting in the market upstairs, and I talked to a lot of people. But a couple of people really stood out to me because they were talking about how they are changing their business model, in how they're running their organization. And what they are planning to do, and what they're starting to do now, is that they are planning, as part of their business or their revenue system, to embed into their revenue stream to give away 10% of their revenue to the Blender project. So that's like quite something, right? So, is it going to happen? Are they going to go bankrupt? Is this is it 10%? Like I was like, maybe it can be less, like 2%, 1%. Like if every business would do 1%. We've been talking about this with Tom many times in the past. Like what makes a sustainable business model? If everybody who uses Blender professionally would give 2%, the magic 2%, right? How would things be different for Blender? And like seeing like, so, you know, like I asked them like, do you think 10 is realistic? So, you know, that's what they want to do, and we see how it goes. But I felt that it was really, really generous of them, and I thought that this is kind of the mind shift that then you do, because it's not about even giving an amount or thinking in terms of a license, in thinking of how much do you value the input that Blender gives to your business, to your life, and to your project, that you feel comfortable saying, yeah, this part I actually give it to Blender. So again, like it was very very cool to see, and I think it's an interesting way to think about how to support open source rather than thinking in terms of, okay, this is a license, but it's more an overall contribution. I want to thank a couple of people, and this is like not the special list of the dearest and closest to my heart, but it's more like people that have been working more closely during the organization of the event, and you know, after that I will pass it on, and you will see the full list, and I really wish I could thank everyone individually, and I try to do that like every day, but you know, it's a lot. I want to thank Bastien, because he's been on the Blender conference journey for like many, many years. We've done a lot of stuff together, a lot of the technology. He inherited the whole video processing systems for like making sure that all the talks get uploaded on time, and it's always really hard and challenging. And this year in particular, there were a few technical challenges to deal with that I really didn't want to put him through, but he had to, and he dealt with it, so please give him a big applause. Then I want to thank Ines for supporting me throughout the whole process of setting up an event and spending countless hours and a lot of time organizing this. As you guys know, like in your personal life, when you have a partner, they see you working a lot, and putting your personal life aside for making an event happen is tough and challenging. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I want to thank Pablo, because we have also these crazy ideas of, okay, let's do the conference identity. Okay, open the laptop, starts making the thing. So what do you think? Like, I want to be connection. Okay, but connectors, like what? Electricity, USB, whatever. No, yeah, but I want it to be transparent. Okay, but what if it is a little bit glitch art? Okay, but then like what? So, okay, I want to use the real-time compositor. Yeah, what does this look like? Okay, good, done. So that's a little bit, you know, a bit the process. And while not perfect, I still find it very enjoyable. And, you know, for all of other things that Pablo does and helps me with, I want to say thanks to him. I do want to thank Sergey, of course, because he also, in a similar way, with his uplifting Eastern European attitude, keeps me grounded. And when things get serious, he is already serious, so like that's fine. It's just he's just understaffed. So thank you so much, Sergey, for all the help. Yes. And then finally, I want to thank, obviously, the person that has inherited even more of the organization of the whole process of the conference, which over the years it gets only more complicated and more challenging. And like we are dealing with a lot of things, so is able to accommodate the last minute request, and also like is very propositive and always finds solutions, and is also able to compartmentalize sometimes like the frustration of dealing with this, with actually making people always feel supported. For working with all the speakers, for coordinating all the logistics, you will see there are like probably like 100 people almost like in total involved in one way or another in making part of the conference. If you include the speakers, certainly so. And so, I want to thank the conference producer and the Suzanne Awards presenter. Fiona, go on, please. All right, so I'm feeling very conflicted right now because, like, obviously there is one person that I didn't thank because he doesn't really like to be thanked a lot. But obviously, I really feel in good conscience, I cannot feel good enough to say at least very quickly, thank you very much to Ton for giving me the stage now and for this opportunity. He told me, I don't want thanks, I don't want golden watches, I don't want videos, I don't want anything. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be hardcore and not put anything. Sorry, I cannot do that. So all right, so now please give it up for Fiona, who's gonna run you through the whole list of people that made this event possible.
Hi. He lies a bit, but I won't say which part were a lie. Maybe being super positive, but compartmentalized is the truth. So yeah, we got to thank, of course, all the Amopodia stuff, which was led by producer Lizzie. She's not here today, but we already gave her the thanks. That includes the catering, some of the AV team, the receptionists. Give it up for them, please. And then, of course, they could just cut my mic right now, so I have to give thanks to the creative technology team who have been tirelessly recording the talks and helping us figure out things last minute as well. Give it up for them. And then we've already mentioned some of the people, but there was also Kaline with a C, who's a DJ, and we actually got to know her here backstage last year, was it? She was a tech, miking us up. So see, we still connect within, outside of the Blender community. I hope you also enjoyed the lightning talks that Thomas hosted and prepared and went back and forth with all of the different people who wanted to participate. And of course then Dalai, Andy, Jess, Julian and Pablo for the visuals. I hope you got to enjoy that as well. And I just want to ask, how many times did Blender crash yesterday? Whoa, amazing, 0, so. Across all versions. And then there was the photo booth with a really nice bouncer called Pablico. Hjalti and Eric helping out as well. And of course the photographer, Jelmer, with his assistant, Peter Koy. And like we've mentioned, the Oscar, the yellow shiny thing, was landed to us through Sacre Bleu and the producer Ron Diens, and brought to us via train with Nicolas. So thanks a lot to the team. And then Beacon wouldn't be Beacon without its identity. Every year something different. So all of this was put together across the design and, of course, web departments with Pablo, Marton, Bo, Sergey, Anna, and Alec. And then the video editing team led by Bastien. So give it up for them, because they also had to sit at the back while so many amazing talks were going on. Giving up on that. And then our store handlers, Joke, Witske, Trish, who also helped set up some of the conference. So thank you. Well, I don't know. And then the logistics, technical organization, moving boxes, loading up trucks. We're going to do that again. Give it up for the team and the muscles. They're always behind the lens, but they follow us everywhere, and now they are shining. Haru and Maaike. The whole Blender team. Everywhere. Over there. Yeah. Thank you. We're growing, getting even more stuff done. So I hope to see you all next year. Thank you. The one person who gives me last minute work, you want me to thank him? Really? And Francesco Siddi, conference director. Come on. Come on.
And now, the most important part. So actually, I really did, okay, this is it, so now we can talk and we can say stuff. So the recording is over, and there is the open bar now. That's the important information that everyone should know. It's open for an hour, and then slowly, like when it's, 7:30, something like that, we start to head out. Like yesterday, we went to the Bali. I wanted to show you a picture, like there were like 100 and something people, maybe 150. I climbed on a trash bin. I took a picture of everybody standing there. It's crazy, like the amount of people that go there. So hopefully that's going to be the program. There is not going to be like one dinner with like all 700 plus people here. Try to scatter, and then we can maybe meet again there. Reminder that tomorrow at 12 we have the open house at the Blender HQ in Amsterdam North. And before the presentation, I actually wanted to show the full clip of that lightsaber video that you've seen in the keynote. But then I didn't have time to download it and put it in the slides. So it will be the opening of the next year's keynote. So just make sure you come to the conference. So again, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy, and see you soon. Bye-bye.